China is secretly buying up the world's gold supply in preparation for New World Order takeover. China is secretly buying up all of the world's gold supplies in case total collapse of the US dollar takes place. According to reports, in the first quarter of this year, central banks around the world purchased 87.7 tons of gold. That rose up to 186 tons for the second quarter, and in the third quarter, staggering 399.3 tons were purchased. A disturbing 300 tons of gold was purchased by China alone. Natural News reports, why is China doing this? China thought to be stockpiling gold to cut greenback dependence, reports Nikkei Asia, which goes on to say that gold is likely purchased from Russia. China likely bought a substantial amount of gold from Russia, says market analyst Itsuo Toshima. China has made similar moves in the past. After staying mum since 2009, Beijing stunned the market in 2015, disclosing it had boosted gold holdings by about 600 tons. It has not reported any activity since September 2019. The People's Bank of China likely bought a portion of the central bank of the Russian Federation's gold holdings of over 2,000 tons, Toshima says. In essence, Russia is selling gold to China so that both nations can ditch the dollar. And 100 plus other nations are likely to go along with them, resulting in the collapse of the global dollar hegemony. Preparing for the launch of the new world reserve currency backed by gold and other commodities, while the United States of America is printing trillions of dollars in mad money and trying to wage war with China through proxy state Ukraine, China is stockpiling gold and at truly astonishing levels. The BRICS nations, meanwhile, BRICS is the nations of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. The BRICS nations, meanwhile, are preparing to launch their new global reserve currency that would change dollar dominance and end global reliance on the SWIFT system, which has been weaponized by West against Russia. And once this happens, the tide goes out, and all the nations that have been swimming naked, hence not having enough gold reserves to back their currency creation, end up getting tossed to the trash heap of history. That's what's coming for the dollar, naturally, backed by nothing and printed to oblivion. The dollar's era of global hegemony is rapidly coming to an end. The Biden administration is not even bothered to pretend they might be interested in halting runaway money printing. Instead, they're cranking up the currency printing machines to unprecedented levels and then boosting the nation with Ukraine funding shell games and money laundering schemes that make Mexican drug cartels look like they're playing tiddlywinks. Now, there's a debt burden of the United States of America via usdebtclock.org. Those who know what's coming are acquiring physical gold and silver. It's not just China that's acquiring gold either. Physical withdrawals from comic silver vaults have reached record highs, as we reported in August, quoting Andy Schechtman. Precious metals industries expert Andy Schechtman warned that the silver market is being drained of its physical silver inventories, with around 285 million ounces moths of silver disappearing in recent months. Wealthy individuals, too, are taking delivery of physical gold and silver, knowing that this is the asset class that outlasts the rise and fall of nations. Remember when governments and central banks tell you gold is worthless while they buy hundreds of tons of it, often while attempting to hide their acquisitions in secrecy. A typical American investor falsely believes that they've achieved diversity by holding a basket of stocks and bonds, yet all those investments are in the same asset class, equities, and they all depend on the dollar's continued dominance. When the dollar craters, all equities that depend on the dollar will suffer a similar fate. True diversity means moving outside dollar-dominated assets and seeking preservation of wealth in instruments that have no counterparty risk. All fiat currencies have counterparty risk. They can collapse without warning as the world loses faith in the corruption of the government backing them. If the central banks really believed in the staying power of fiat currencies, they would not be buying gold at all. They could just back currencies by other currencies, yet the fact that they are buying up so much physical gold and silver reveals their true knowledge and intent. When national currencies collapse, countries like China plan to use gold to achieve public trust in their replacement currencies, which will obviously be backed by gold, silver, and other physical commodities. The world, it seems, is fed up with trusting a fiat currency backed by nothing but exploited by a rampaging empire that uses currency and debt to bludgeon the world's nations into acquiescence. The days of the dollar being weaponized against the world are fast coming to an end, and those left holding dollars rather than gold or silver will find themselves empty-handed. Okay, this is by Sean Addleton with Dubai on News Punch. Please leave your comments and thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.